Has AI already replaced your child's human public school teacher? That's what's happening in Houston, Texas, and a lot of parents don't even know about it. I didn't find out till halfway through the semester when I got a letter home encouraging parents to have their kids spend more time with their robot teacher at home. One of the programs HISD is using is called Amira, and it differs from previous educational software in that the actual stories your child is reading are being generated on the spot without any human supervision by an AI. The reasons to be concerned are enormous, considering that some of the top creators of AI have admitted they don't understand how it works and have no real control over it, requiring them to outsource the labor of filtering out the tons of extremely violent, traumatic, disturbing, and pornographic content that AI chatbots generate to workers in the global south. But hey, let's trust Amira. I mean, look at her. She's a cute, young, attractive Latina teacher, or maybe child. I don't know, but she looks harmless, right? As soon as I found out, I went to my parents' group text and I was like, y'all, do you know they're using AI to teach our kids? And I told them about Amira, but they went to the website and they looked at the research and it sounds so good. They've got these slick graphs that show bars going up. But in my former life, friends, I was actually a reading interventionist teacher for 10 years, ended up being director of reading intervention curriculum for a large charter school district, and I have a currently very unused master's in public school administration, and I'm a certified principal in the state of Texas. And let me tell you a little something about Amira's educational research. It's meaningless garbage. Oh, when they say what Amira's working on with your kids, it is the right things according to the science of reading. But when you read the actual research, the first gigantic red flag is that the research was paid for by Amira Learning, rendering it completely unreliable and meaningless. And even more obviously, all the study is comparing is users with non-users, meaning they were comparing kids getting the reading instruction with Amira to kids not getting the reading instruction with Amira, or maybe at all. They're not comparing learning with Amira to learning from a qualified human teacher providing direct instruction in phonics and vocabulary and critical thinking. They're just comparing amount of time on Amira to what? We don't know. Maybe nothing. Any educational software, any curriculum out there has a slick website with nice looking graphs, with lines going up, with bar graphs showing progress, and most of those educational companies, the research is complete garbage. But a lot of principals, and in this case, superintendents imposed upon us by a hostile state takeover, don't have the learning and know-how to look past a sales pitch and actually read the research to see if it has any merit. If you still don't trust me, ask your kids what it's like to work with Amira, because I did as soon as I heard about it, and she sighed and was like, oh my God, it's so annoying. The stories are so boring. Sometimes it gets stuck on one topic and it repeats it again and again and again. And sometimes I know I'm saying the right question, but it doesn't accept it and it keeps asking the same question over and over again. And the teacher comes over and the teacher can't even figure out what the right answer is supposed to be. And I was like, yeah. That's what dealing with an AI is like. Have you ever needed to ask a question or been confused and needed to get through to a human, but you're stuck talking to a freaking AI? It's maddening. And our kids are being enforced to endure that for hours every week on Amira, on another AI-powered test prep site, Summit K-12, and on Zern, which isn't as disturbing because I don't think it's AI, it's just generating math problems. But still, that's a lot of screen time adding up. Our teachers in our classrooms, instead of, reading children a book written by a human and discussing it with them and teaching them to think critically, are instead being turned into IT people to help your kids troubleshoot and navigate the extremely frustrating, unsupervised AIs that are now teaching them. Do you remember being a kid and the first time you read like a chapter book in elementary school? Do you remember? Maybe it was Charlotte's Web, maybe it was Stuart Little, and you all went on that journey together with your teacher, with all the kids in the class. Our kids aren't getting that anymore. In fact, Mike Miles has removed books almost completely from the curriculum because books are too woke and liberal. The school libraries were all shut down and turned into technology centers. The classroom libraries have been removed from the classrooms. And instead, your child gets the Taco Bell drive-through chatbot. What can you do? Well, no matter where you are in the country or even the world right now, I would ask your administrators and teachers specifically if there are any AI-powered learning tools being used to teach your children. And if there are, I would strongly make it known that you do not permit your child to be taught by AI. You can use the articles I screenshotted earlier to make your case. Or you can bring up that increasingly chatbot use is driving people into AI psychosis, and there are a number of cases where AI chatbots have encouraged children to themselves. I did, and I got permission for my child to read a book written by a human during the time that the rest of the class is doing Amira. The public libraries in Houston, at least, are still open, and we go get her a stack of books every week. If your child is too young to read a book on their own, I would insist on human instruction and raise a stink at your school. Also, today is election day in Houston. Vote for the trustees who are pushing back against Mike Miles's agenda, and hold our board members and trustees to account to rejecting AI in the classroom. Those approved candidates are Maria Benson, Michael McDonough, and Audrey Nath. If you weren't going to vote today, go vote at least for them. If you're in Houston, get involved with Community Voices for Public Ed to push back against AI and all the disastrous policies of the state takeover of our schools. Or join a parents group in your area that's going to push back against AI replacing human teachers for our children. And if they throw some shiny research in your face, ask questions like, who paid for this study? Is there a control group? Was the control group getting intervention from a trained, qualified human teacher providing direct instruction? Or are they just comparing AI learning with nothing? And look at the results, because sometimes they just throw out the scores of all the non-responders. So all the kids that like the program didn't work for, which is sometimes the majority of them. They'll do anything to make the graphs look good because most people won't look further than that. And that's why we need to teach critical thinking, which is what you learn in goddamn English class from human teachers teaching you to read books written by human beings.